looking to the deficiencies and we're going to say, we're going to bring what the game needs, not just another tournament. Not another, oh, we don't want more tournaments. Trent's not going to go run tournaments. Okay, there's enough tournaments. There's too many tournaments. There's too many showcases. There's too much of everything that doesn't really matter. So, Trent, you want to go big Trent?
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, no, I mean, my buddy Steve Springer says it all the time. There's only like 15 DHs in the world or something, so you better learn how to play defense. And one of the major deficiencies is a defensive deficiency. And the best players, they take ground balls. The rest of the guys, unless they're in a practice setting, they're probably not even taking ground balls. They're not doing drill work. I think it's been promoted a lot more through Kai and a lot of the other guys, ourselves, a wall, a ball, and getting things done. But, the part that I want to talk about, Pete, is the ages. Okay, everybody looks to high school. Everybody looks to high school and college for development. Well, the fact of the matter is, the vast majority of the time, development gets less the higher you get. It's like everybody expects you to know things already. Now, there's exceptions to the rule, but if at the major Division I level, they're expecting you to already know how to play, and they're going to be recruiting over top of you, and you're going to learn some team game. But when it comes to the fundamental skills of the game, we're missing the boat if we're not 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, really learning how to play, right? And then there's learning the physical skills, which is critical, and then there's learning the game skills, first and thirds, rundowns, cutoff relays, bunt defenses, picks, base running, okay, stealing, I mean, the list goes on and on. Who's learning that stuff? Well, to me, if you don't have your fundamental core skills at a super high level, it's going to be impossible to implement the team game. They go hand in hand. So the youth level, developing your body properly, your core strength properly, your footwork properly, your throwing properly. And it's not a microwave thing. It's not going to be fast food overnight, work on it one day, here it is. That's unrealistic. But I can tell you as a high school coach, because this is the level that I chose as opposed to college or pro, is we are getting players, Pete, that are so much more deficient now than when I first got in this 28 years ago. And they talked about the cycle. So here's the cycle. You only can teach and do what you know. You can only teach and do what you know. So if you're not trained around a coach that really tries to develop, or a dad or mom who really helps you, then when it's your turn to start giving back, you can only give back what you've been exposed to, which makes these podcasts and others in the ABCA convention, everything so important to all of us to continue learning. But the developmental aspect the boat is being missed. Nate has talked about it. They're playing games. And here's what happens, okay? And I'll turn it back over to you. I saw it with my own son, okay? It's hard to stay on top of your game when you're just playing games. What? You get he's a shortstop, so you get 3 ground balls maybe one day, 1 the next, you get your at-bats. You can't stay sharp that way. But that's what people do. They just play. In fact, the confidence, you start making mistakes and you're not working outside of the games, where's that confidence going to come from? And I would argue that it's going to erode and you're going to get sloppy. And what do we see in the summertime at the high school levels, at these showcases? Sloppy, lazy baseball. That's what we see the vast majority of the time. There's always exceptions.
Yes.
But that's what we see. So I'll end that thought there so we can move on to the next question.